Hello, my good viewers. Welcome back to The Voice Show. The Voice Show, I am your host, Videlis Njoki, and this is my sign name. The Voice Show is always aired every Friday at 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. We always have a repeat every Sunday at the same time, 7:30 to 8 p.m. Remember, if you have always been supporting us, we want to appreciate you so much for the immense support that you have granted us. So always remember to share, to like, and to comment. And we always share interesting stories. And today we have a very amazing guest, a gentleman seated next to me. I want him to introduce himself and what he does.
Awesome. My name's Everton Lukorito. I work with KCB Bank Kenya Limited. Currently, I'm at Kencom House, Customer Excellence Division.
Wow. I am your customer at the KCB Bank and I've never seen you. But now I know where I can be finding you every time I'm in town. I will be looking for you. So, Everton, can you share with us what motivated you to join KCB Bank and what has been your main motivation to work there?
I'm a teacher by profession. I did education, and at that transition, when you're out of campus, you are full of energy, you want to try each and everything. So when I saw an application for KCB, and it was actually targeting sales representative, I saw that that's something I can do. So I quickly applied for it, and as fate has it, I got that opportunity. And I was posted as a direct sales representative, selling money to the good population of Kenya. And it was an exciting experience just to know how money can make things change, how money can push people to a level where they could not imagine. And then just getting the financial literacy on account opening. You can't believe that there are people who do not have information about accounts. So that was our work that we did diligently and ensure that the name KCB could trickle to the lowest level of the banking industry, and we hacked it well.
Interesting. That is so interesting. You have mentioned that you studied education and then you transitioned into banking and you felt that you were not much interested in that teaching job and you applied for the job at KCP. I can see maybe you are going to teach me more information about banking.
Definitely.
Because I believe your teaching skills are not yet gone.
Yeah.
So I know we have viewers who have no idea about KCB Bank. Maybe, and even they have not heard the word about financial literacy. Maybe we have some viewers who have heard the word KCB and they have no idea how KCB works. Maybe, can you share more about what is KCB?
So KCB is a financial institution. Just from the setup as KCB, we deal with financial literacy to ensure that any customer or any interested party who would like to unlock their potential in as far as the financial world is concerned, now we are the go-to person. Now, our vision as KCB is to be the preferred financial solution provider in Africa with a global reach. And so we have our tentacles across the subsidiaries, talk of Congo, talk of Rwanda, Burundi, Southern Sudan, Uganda, Tanzania. That's where our presence is. And as we talk about financial literacy, it's just to demystify everything around finances. Because gone are the days where you thought that you only go to the bank to deposit money, to withdraw money, and to get a loan. Gone are those days. At the moment we go deeper into meeting your needs, if you want money, what is that money going to do to you, or what are you going to use that money for? If you're opening an account, what is the ultimate goal for that account? And so we have a whole journey for customer discovery where we want you to be the center of any decision that we make, any product that we come with, any service that we come with. We want the customer to be the key person there so that we walk around that customer to ensure that we cover the whole ecosystem. From the time you open that account up to the time you'll say maybe you are exiting the bank, maybe due to any other reason that you want to, at least that journey to be seamless, to be super, and just to make you unlock anything that you'd want to unlock in your financial space.
I like how you said that it's not only about depositing money, the past, how it was, and just withdrawing money and getting loan, but you do whatever you do in the field to ensure that you walk the customer. And I believe that we have deaf people out there who are participating in different activities like sports. And can you tell them, or the viewers who are deaf people who are watching us today, can you tell us how is KCB accessible to persons with disability? And when they want to open an account, how do they proceed to do it?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know, for KCB, we are very keen in segmenting our customers. So segmentation just gives each and every customer what features they can speak into their needs, which category of activities they are doing. Are they in employment? Are they in business? Are they in farming? Are they in the transport industry? So we've tried as much as possible to cut across all the industry and segment our customers categorically. So like when you talk about sports, you know, for sports, we are so much into sports, and happily for us, we just completed our interbank games because we work inside out. We have to know these sports before we go to the sports team out there. So as a bank, we are very active in sports. You can see our football, our rugby, always top-notch. Our volleyball team for the ladies, always top-notch. So we have products also tailored for the sports fraternity. You remember when we talk about the Home of Champions in Eldoret? So all the athletes, we could even have specialized relationship management with them, accounts which speak to their need, because their income is always, it's not like a frequent one. Once you go for a marathon, then you get that income. You need someone to walk you through how to manage that fund, how to invest it, so that you can have a value addition even to you as an individual. So that sector and special needs people, I mean, when the government gave us that opportunity to serve the Inua Jamii, I mean, all categories, from the old people to the people living with disability to orphans and vulnerable children, we managed to handle it seamlessly, and we could make those payments without any friction. And that privilege given to us, we really tackled it, and the government appreciated our effort as KCB. So we are hands-on in everything that pertains to people living with disability.
Just before we proceed, I love how you said that you have given solutions in different segments, because you've talked about the Eldoret Home of Champions, and you also mentioned people living with disability. Remember, that is not the correct term. The word living, it is people with disability.
I know.
Yeah. And I hope the viewers, I don't want them to try to attack me, but we always learn every day. And that's why we have the Voice Show, where we educate and we embrace the correct words. Now let's proceed. You also talked about the Home of Champions, where you were working with different athletes. I do agree with that. Even the Inua Jamii program that you partnered with the government to ensure that you have the support. So I want to share a case where you have met, you as a person, you as an individual person, you have met a case that you tried to help in the banking sector, especially for the vulnerable and the marginalized groups.
Okay, I think I've worked in customer service for quite some time, and meeting the persons with disability has always been part and parcel of our interaction. I remember when I was working in Kisumu, we had a scenario where a deaf person walked in, and that level before you identify, it's quite a journey, because we, the people who can speak, always wants to voice our request or our concern. So by the time you realize someone is telling you that they cannot hear you, switching back is always a hassle. So you identify, then you switch back in a calm way, and then the option of communication now comes in. If it's written, then we can get into that writing mode just to have that communication, or even we can just get into that chat moment, because whatever information will be required, we can interpret it regardless of the formation of the statement. And I was privileged also to have a manager operations who had a background of sign language, and she could come out strongly. Once we identify such a case, she comes out and takes over, and then the interaction just becomes smooth. And as you're watching, you're also learning. Picking those lessons during that interaction makes you even more comfortable in the next interaction that will come. And as I told you about segmentation, once we identify such a customer, we always want to assign now a person who will be helping that customer every time they come in. So there's always a warm transfer for that special need, so that you don't walk in next time you do the same fumble. You'll be geared towards going to that particular person who you have assigned you.
I love the word that you said, you watch and learn. It's a journey that will never end. But we're going to take a short break, and then welcome back, our viewers. Let's continue our conversation with Everton. I can see he's sharing a very interesting stories about the way he has been working at KCB as a staff. So you mentioned about we have a HR or a manager, operations manager, who understood sign language and the basic sign language. Now we are here at the KCB Leadership Training Center, learning about inclusion. So for the 2 days we have been here as a participant, what is the new thing that you have learned, and what has been an eye-opener, or what is that one thing that is an eye-opener to you, and how are you going to implement what you have learned at your workspace?
Yeah, thanks. I think this speaks into the journey that KCB has taken. You know, we had several occasions where we were being taken through sign language as a company. So we could have morning sessions, we get professionals, and it was supported by Kenya Bankers Association. So it was not strange, at least on the basic signs that you can use, and now having that opportunity now to come to this training and inclusion is a major thing, because what I've learned is the way we are packaging our communication, it's kind of selfish. Communication should be packaged so that it caters for both the people who can read and talk, and for those people who need specialized way, simple way of understanding a more complex language. And my pick from this is, it's now that time where that segment of customers need now to get their voice heard. When you're talking about voice of the customer, we need now to have a special voice of this segment of customers, because we've been missing out. We've been walking this walk thinking that we're walking together, only to realize that we've been walking along all through. So with the inclusive journey, I'm delighted. Even with the aspect of the app, I just realized that the app can come in to give us better solutions when you're interacting, rather than going all that way of months and years of learning, and yet there's a simple way that you can get in touch with these customers. I think that's a milestone, and adaptation of it is going now to even make the realization of it to be short term rather than long term. Yeah.
I like how you have mentioned about embracing the inclusion. You have seen where the gap, you have seen where you have been failing, and now you already know how to fully implement.
Yeah.
And you have to see how even the barriers that persons with disability do experience, how you can remove those barriers. Because persons with disability, they need to be included just like any other
Correct.
person. And I believe you have said that KCB, it's for the people. It's for the people for better. So the time you integrate what you have learned, all people will be served equally and fairly.
Correct.
We are almost ending our conversation, but I want to know, how do you ensure that you have inclusion, especially in decision making for persons with disabilities? Because they can, sometimes persons with disability feel like decisions are made for them and they are not consulted. Secondly, sometimes you find deaf people have to go to the bank with a caregiver. They also need to go to the bank with sign language interpreters. So how do you ensure the issue of data is well protected?
So for us, when it comes to decision making, actually, we have one of the best decision making institutions, because it's not like a one-man show. It's an executive committee who have a 3D view of anything that is brought to their table. It is discussed widely, cascaded to all levels before a final decision is made. So anything that comes out now as a final, it has been polished, it has gone through all the checks, and it is indeed good for consumption, not only in KCB, but to the industry. So when we talk about enabling people with disabilities and just making all avenues for access to the bank, we always implement as and at when a need has been identified. And not rocket science, because these are the things which are enshrined in the Constitution, laws which have been set there by Kenya Bankers Association, and we are aligned. So on data protection, when it comes to issue about caregivers, just the way we were running with Inua Jamii, because we had instances where a person can come and transact on your behalf. But the way it is, consent must be granted. And I like how it came out from the training that regardless of what, get consent first from the person who is the account holder or who is the beneficiary, so that it can warrant another conversation to the beneficiary or the caregiver. So to me, that one has been picked well, and it's what I've seen even being practiced in our environment. So in terms of alignment and data protection, we are top-notch. We are top-notch.
Amazing. I can't wait to see what is in store and how the viewers. I love how you have talked about consent and also on the area of decision making, because you need to ensure that the client is comfortable with the caregiver they're working with. And for the KCB staff, we know right now the world is changing into the digital world. So how has your staff or the KCB staff ensured that we have digital services for all customers?
Aha. In fact, our 2024-2026 strategy was based on transforming today together. So we were on a transformational journey. And part of our strategic trust is digital transformation. And we are going out with our new mobile banking. You see, due to our customer needs, we had to come up with another elaborate platform for mobile banking. And it's catering actually for all segments of customers. So for our new mobile banking, in fact, for that, we will have a privilege of even hosting a mini app for the Assist All, so that our customers, even who are not able to transact or to communicate, the app can come in to be so interactive and just to unlock their transactional requests. Internet banking is also a bigger platform for us, because for internet banking, it caters for both individuals and corporate customers. And it gives you a wide range, because it's like having a bank in your office or having a bank in your house. You can do all the functionalities on self-serve. So for adoption of technology, I appreciate our institution because it is a priority for us to go with the wave in the technology space. Talk about AI, as in we are already adapting AI, and AI now makes it even more better that it can serve customers regardless and undiscriminative. So once we incorporate it and it's running, because at the moment we have already a project which is running on AI, I think we shall unlock the market and just give people that avenue to utilize technology to better their lives, to give their transactions a good and relatable way of doing things.
I wish I can be part of your staff so that I can
should.
benefit from that. But as I know the viewers are going to benefit from the message that we are sharing. Next week, we know next week we'll be having the Customer Service Week. So KCB, as the family, what are you going to offer for the Customer Service Week?
Now, Customer Service Week is always our most awaited and marked in the calendar as a day that must happen. And for us, we are all system set. We've already had our activities cut out, from our retail branches to our head office units. All our activities are going to be geared towards the theme for this year, which is Mission Possible. We have making it possible for our customers to realize that KCB is not just giving for people for better as a tag, but it is action oriented. So Mission Possible, we want to ensure that all our services, anything that a person thinks cannot be done, can be done, because we have the technology, we have the people, we have the resources to make any request to our customer doable within a specified time frame, and it is end to end. We're not leaving you hanging anywhere. We are taking you from what is our mission, make it possible for you, and give you a solution that is going to speak to your needs and wants, and that is customer obsession.
Mission. The mission, you're going to make the mission, whatever is impossible, to be possible. We are coming to the end of the show, but because it's said we are making whatever is impossible to be possible, we are at the tail end of our show. Can you please sign whatever message in sign language you want to share with our viewers?
For me, I will sign what our aspiration as KCB is. And as KCB is, we are KCB for people, for better. And
You're better than